go ahead and talk to you about 3 basic ways you can grow yourself as a photographer. Alright, so the first way you can grow yourself as a photographer is you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent if you want to grow yourself. You have to basically be taking photos like as much as you can to grow. So taking photos like not every other day or every day, but as much as you get yourself access to the camera. Go out and take photos in anywhere you are, at the, if it's indoor, outdoor, any location that you go. Get yourself access to the camera and take as much as you can, because the more you take photos is the more you grow. The more you take photos is the more creative mindset that is basically you basically develop on. There's more like stuff that you're going to take a photo, there's something that just like basically just come to mind, and then you're like right ahead there, you like have captured that new step or that new style that you have created in just that moment of taking photos. So being consistent, taking photos as much as you can, is the more stuff you learn, and the more you do something is the more you grow. So the more you take photos is the more you kind of learn different stuff, different style, and the more you learn is the more you eventually grow. The more you can bring from this style that you have learned, you can enhance that in something that you have already known, you have already done since the period of yourself as a photographer. So being consistent is very important, and it is a very vital part in growing yourself as a photographer. Alright, so the second thing that I recommend that you can do to grow yourself as a photographer is basically taking photos with a lot of different type of photographers. Basically getting in connection with lots of photographers that does different type of photography feel. It cannot exactly be different type of photography feel, but just get yourself in connection with a lot of creators or photographers that take a lot of photos, and that's one of my main important point that I'll give to you, because the more you get yourself in connection with different type of photographers is the more you can learn from them. Different type of photographers have different type of style, different type of way that they take photos, different type of way that they show their art, their different type of way that they create and do different stuff. So the more you get in connection with different type of photographers is the more you can learn from them, and the more you learn from them you can take that style and enhance it in your type of way that you do photography. So let's say there's a case that you do portrait photography. Why not get yourself in connection with somebody that does wedding photography, that's someone that does nature photography, that's someone that does wildlife photography? Why not take your style of photography and let's say getting connected with somebody that does different, getting connection with even persons that does your style, because the more you get in connection and the more you take photos with that person is, as the first point is provided, you can also be consistent, because the more they will also push you into creating and be taking photos like every time as much as you can. And the more you get connected with them is the more you feel pushed to grow, the more you feel pushed to try something different. So the more you get connected with different type of photographers is basically the more you will grow as you go along with these photographers. The more you will learn from them, the more that you and that photographer or photographers can connect together. You can build a community together and grow yourself consistently as you go along as a photographer. So getting in connection with different type of photographers can basically help you grow, in this field of photography that you're going to do. So that's one of my second and most vital point that I recommend to you, getting yourself with different type of photographers. Alright, so the third and final thing that I recommend that you can do to grow yourself as a photographer is getting yourself outside of the box. And what I mean, get yourself outside of the box of the photography field that you do. So let's say you do portrait photography as your major. Why not take yourself outside of portrait photography and put yourself, let's say, into nature, put yourself into wedding, put yourself into wildlife, put yourself basically into travel, put yourself outside of that box of what you consistently do like as a lifestyle every day as a photographer. So taking yourself outside of that field and getting yourself outside of the box will help you to try different stuff, to basically learn different style, learn different settings, like you learn different lighting, learn different ways of how you can, do different framing, depending on how you as a photographer has been doing your photography in, like, say, portrait. So you do portrait, you may go at a specific location, and you might basically, as a portrait, think of specific location that you know you can get good photos. While getting yourself outside of that feeling, outside of the box, you can think of different locations as a nature photographer or as a travel photographer, and then you can take that style and enhance it with your portrait photography, and you won't believe how much that will make a difference in what you are doing in the portrait photography field that you take photos. So getting yourself outside of the box can help you to learn different stuff that you can help develop on your type of photography field that you do consistently. So getting yourself outside of the box. Let's say you also do indoor photography. You always do photos on the inside because you know how to adjust your lighting, you know how to take good photos indoors, and that's just your major. Get yourself out of that indoor photography and go outdoors where there are different lighting, there are different settings, there are different adjustments that you have to do with your camera that you have never done on the indoor. And you can take all those outdoor settings and outdoor, style and outdoor that you have learned going on the outdoor taking photos. You can enhance that into the indoor that you do. So basically getting yourself outside of the box of what you do consistently can help you to learn different stuff, and basically is providing the first way to grow. It can help you to basically put that together, and then the more you do it, it's basically the more you grow. It's like the more you get different ways of how you can create, different ways of how you can get better photos, take better photos, and then that will help you grow as a photographer. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that these 3 ways can help you, these 3 ways that I've provided for you, it can be of good help to you to help you grow as a photographer. These are basically 3 suggestions or 3 recommendations of what I did to grow myself, and these are what I'm sending across to you that you can actually take a look into. And these are just basically my opinion, and this 3 basic stuff. There are so many stuff that you can do to grow yourself as a photographer, but these are 3 basic stuff that I consistently have done in the past and even in this time to grow myself as a photographer. I'm still in the process growing, but these are just 3 basic stuff that you can take a look into if you want to grow yourself as a photographer. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment, share this video with a photographer, share this video with someone, a friend or family or someone, because there's a lot more videos coming. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.